everybody, how's it going? It's Jamie the Crafty DIY Guy. Welcome back to my channel. Alright everyone, in today's video I'm going to be showing you some kitchen staples. These are my absolute favorite things to always have in my kitchen, and they're all from Dollar Tree. That's why this video is called Kitchen Essentials, because not only are we going to go over some of my favorite food items and some of my favorite pantry staples, but we're also going to review some really cool kitchen gadgets. So if you like to cook, or maybe you're just setting up your kitchen for the first time, maybe you're even helping, one of your children who are going into their very first apartment, this is going to be an awesome video for you. But before we get into that, of course, I want to say thank you to my subscribers. You guys know who you are, the long-termers, the short-termers, everybody in between. Thank you guys so much for being here, and let's get started. All right, so the first thing that I always grab anytime I go into Dollar Tree are tuna packets. These are such a great value, and what I love about them is that they come in a lot of different flavors. For example, this one is a premium tuna with rice and beans, which is by Starkist, which is a name brand that we all know and love. And then Bumblebee has some fantastic flavors, including just a plain flavor that's in water. Mr. Otis actually loves this one, and he gets it occasionally as a treat. And then the other thing that they have are some great packages like these. These are flavored roasted garlic flavor, or this is lemon pepper. But what's really cool about these in particular is that these have spoons. So these are like meal kits that you can literally take, put these in your lunchbox, put them in your backpack. It's super lightweight, and it's a great thing to have on hand for a quick and easy lunch. I always buy these whenever I'm at Dollar Tree. Another item that I love to have on hand for just kind of last minute guests, or even if I just want something, for breakfast or whatever, are these muffin mixes that you can also get at Dollar Tree. They have different flavors. Sometimes I can find the blueberry one, sometimes I can find chocolate chip, sometimes I can't find any of them, but these are really good because they usually take a lot of very simple ingredients. They have some kits that are just water-based, which is really great. And then they have some, like this particular one, that does take eggs and vegetable oil and milk. But these are a great thing to have on hand, and I will always add like nuts or coconut or something into mine, just to kind of make them a little bit, a little more homemade feeling, I guess. And with the blueberry one, I highly recommend you use some lemon zest in this, because it is so yummy, and it is a great and easy, quick thing to do when you're in a pinch and maybe you want something nice with your breakfast. Now, another thing I love picking up at the Dollar Tree are pasta. And pastas, they have so many different types and so many different kinds. They have the rotoni, they have regular spaghetti, they have a lot of different types of pasta, and this just happened to be an extra large box that I snagged the last time that I was there. This is a family size of the rotini. It was $1, and it is 20 ounces, which is a huge box of pasta. This particular bag will actually last me a long time. And then also, I love this potato gnocchi. Now, potato gnocchi is very much like a pasta. It is potato based. And what's so great about this is that it is super versatile. You could toss this with some pesto. You could put tomato sauce on this. You could do a hybrid. You could do an Alfredo sauce. There's really a lot of different things that you can do with all of their pastas. And they even make some whole wheat pastas that I found on occasion at my local Dollar Tree. All right, now speaking of sauces, especially when it comes to pasta, if you're familiar with the Prego brand, then you will like this Alfredo sauce. Now, I usually would buy the jars of the Alfredo sauce, and I'm a single person. I live by myself. I don't need an entire jar of the Prego sauce. Yeah, you can seal it back up, you can put it in the refrigerator, but this is a great way to also have just kind of a couple servings of it. This is fantastic on that potato gnocchi that I talked about. And it's also perfect for pastas. It is a great and very easy dinner when you're in a rush during the week. Now, other kitchen staples I always pick up whenever I'm at Dollar Tree are mustard and ketchup. Now, The mustard is usually this off-brand, and I particularly like this brand here. It tastes to me a lot like the French's yellow mustard, but for $1, and this is 20 ounces, this is a great deal. Also, their ketchup. The ketchup is Hunt's brand, and it's always in this kind of squeeze tube. This is one of the larger squeeze tubes. I've also seen this in kind of the more traditional ketchup bottles, but if you can buy the brand name of this, I highly, highly recommend this. I love mustard and ketchup, especially on hot dogs and hamburgers. Now, when we're talking about mustard and, condiments and things, I had to give this one its own very special kind of note. But the brown mustard, the Gulden's especially, if you can find this at your Dollar Tree, this must have been a special brand because I typically don't see this brand at my local Dollar Tree store. But you mix this with some olive oil and a little bit of balsamic vinegar, and you've got the best dressing for a salad. I snagged this the moment I saw it. I actually grabbed 2 of them, and this will be a kitchen staple for my pantry that I will definitely use. Probably gonna make a salad tonight with it. Now, another thing that I always pick up whenever I'm at my Dollar Tree is the Himalayan sea salt. Now, typically I can find this bag, which is a very generous size. This is a pound. This is a 1-pound bag of Himalayan sea salt. This is several dollars more if you find this. You can find this exact brand at a lot of other retailers out there. And what I think is so cool about this Himalayan sea salt is that it really adds a lot of flavor to whatever you're cooking. I love the flakiness of it. I really love cooking with this type of sea salt, but I happened to hit the mother lode and found this extra large bag at my Dollar Tree just a couple days ago, and I was floored. This is 2 pounds, and it was $1, or I could have picked up the 1 pound for $1. I grabbed them both to show you because this is the typical one that I would find. This must be a special brand or a special buy that they were able to get. So hopefully you'll be able to find this one at your Dollar Tree, but if not, don't pass this one up either because this is really good too. Now, prior to living in Atlanta, I lived in South Florida, and when I was in South Florida, I fell in love with espresso, especially Cafe Cubano, Cuban coffee. And if you like espresso, this is a fantastic brand that you can pick up at your local Dollar Tree store. This is a lot of espresso. This is kind of one of those vacuum sealed packs. It's this square block, but when you open it up, it feels really, really hard. But when you open it up, the vacuum seal kind of releases on there and you can actually scoop out some espresso. But if you have a stovetop espresso machine or a Cafe Cubano machine or even a fancier espresso machine, this is a fantastic brand for $1 at Dollar Tree. Now, another kitchen staple that I always have and something that I have in my pantry almost at all times is this kind of high temperature, I think it's called high temperature density milk or something like that. I'm gonna call it cabinet milk because what's so great about this is that you literally can put this in your cabinets, in your cupboard, and you don't have to touch it. The expiration date on this is crazy, crazy long. And I don't know about you guys, but it seems like anytime I'm working on a recipe or cooking and I think I want something, I come into the kitchen, I'm usually out of milk. This is a great substitute for that. Now, I don't really recommend this for like cereal or for things like that. I would definitely keep it on hand all the time if I lived in like a hurricane zone, for example, where, you're going to have power outages and things. I think it's something great to take even with you camping. And I actually do use this in my coffee in the morning, and I've used it in recipes before. If I'm in a pinch, I might use it with cereal in the morning, but they make this in whole milk. They make this in 2%. They also make almond milk like this that you can pick up at your local Dollar Tree store. And again, for $1 to always have, even if it's just your emergency milk on hand, I definitely recommend this. And I've done all kinds of things with this. I've made muffins with it. I've used it as, it's milk. It is milk. I've used it in all kinds of recipes and everything. And I love having this on hand. Now, another thing that's great about Dollar Tree is that they occasionally will carry some name brand cereals like these General Mills cereal. This is the Cinnamon Toast Crunch, the churros. And I personally try not to buy these on a regular basis because I will eat this entire box. In fact, this box is empty because I already ate it. And I wanted to show it to you, so I kept it, box shaped, because this is such a great deal. Cereals are really expensive, and you can sometimes catch them on sales at Walmart and thing, and you can get some brand names for close to $1, sometimes even $1, depending on the size of the box. But this particular one was a General Mills brand. Again, this is a Cinnamon Toast Crunch. You also can find some of the off brands of, the Dollar Tree version of like Apple Jacks and Fruit Loops and things like that. I think that this is a great deal, and I will personally tell you that this one was really, really yummy. So don't buy it, otherwise you're going to eat the entire box. Now we're going to talk about some of my favorite kitchen tools, and these are essentials that I've picked up at Dollar Tree that I've used over and over and over, and I know that these are good quality, or at least they've been really good quality for me, we'll say. The first thing is this sucker. If you can find this, you must buy this. I'm telling you, it is a mandate from the Crafty DIY Guy. What is so cool about this is that it is a chopper. And if you have, let's pretend my hand is ground beef or something, and you need to, stir it up, or you've got chicken breasts that you've cooked that are mainly maybe like boneless, skinless chicken breasts or chicken of some kind, and you want to shred that up. This not only acts as a chopper because these are a little sharp, but it also helps stir. You could cook, like in an Instapot, for example, an entire frozen block of ground beef, and then use this at the end and have it shredded up as ground beef. Or even in your frying pan, you can take the ground beef, take it out of the package, dump it into your frying pan, and start immediately chopping it up with this thing. This is a tool that will change your life, and it was $1 at Dollar Tree. Another thing I found at Dollar Tree that I love, I picked this up, I would say about 6 months ago, and it is a very large set of these measuring cups. Now, I have not seen this since. However, it's the holidays. There's going to be things that are going to be coming up at Dollar Tree. Hopefully, they will get more of these. This is such a good deal. It was such a good deal. Now, they do make another set that I've seen pretty regularly, and it's a 3-piece set, and that's also really, really great. What I also think is super cool about this is that if you wanted to take this ring off of the top of here and just clip this off, they've got these individual little holes where you could easily hang these up inside of your cabinets, and they would be out of the way, and then you would just grab them as you need them. The measurements are clearly marked on them, so you know exactly what you're using when you go to grab it. And I mean, for this particular set for $1, how could I not grab this one? Another thing I really like at Dollar Tree are the kitchen utensils. These kitchen utensils, not only do they match my gray sweatshirt here, but I thought that these were very high-end looking. I first saw these when my friend Sarah Jane actually hauled these in a Dollar Tree haul. I went and found them at my Dollar Tree. They had them in a bunch of different colors. The wood handle, the gray, they just look so high-end to me. I've been using these probably for a good 6 months, and they're still in great condition. They hold up in the dishwasher just fine. With the wood, I may not let them soak or anything like that. I don't know if you guys are a soaker, but when you don't want to do the dishes and you kind of just fill the sink up with some water and let the dishes sit in there. Yeah, I do that sometimes. I wouldn't recommend letting these soak in there like this, but these are such a great value. And again, they've held up really, really well. These are probably my favorite kitchen tools that I'm using right now. Now, another thing I love about Dollar Tree is that they have some very cool specialty gadgets. And this one in particular is one of my favorites. Now, if you like avocados, or if you even do boiled eggs, this is a fantastic tool. Now, this is for avocados, and what this is, I'm gonna put these guys down. This is a scoop. So when you cut your avocado, you take the seed out, you scoop, and it also slices while it scoops. But I've also used this on boiled eggs before, and it slices the boiled eggs if you're gonna use it like on a salad, for example. Another great thing about this tool is that it has this kind of built-in knife. So you can cut the avocado open. It's not sharp enough to cut yourself. I'm playing with it right now, and you can see my finger's still good, but it is sturdy enough and strong enough and kind of pointy enough to go through an avocado or a hard-boiled egg very, very easily. This is one of my favorite kitchen tools also. Another kitchen tool that I found that I really, really love, and I cannot remember the name of it right now for the life of me, but is this, I'm going to call it a scooper thing. It's made out of metal, and what's great about this too is that if you are chopping something on a countertop or on a cutting board, hopefully you're not doing it on your countertops, but if you are, good luck with that. But this will help you, like if you're picking up herbs or you're chopping up garlic or even vegetables or something, you can kind of scoop it up off your counter and then put it directly into your mixing bowl or your pot. Also, what I thought was really great about this is that it does have this little measuring tool here, so you can maybe make sure all of your asparagus is the same length, or your carrots or something. Again, if you know what the name of this, the official name of this is, put it in the comments below. I call it the scooper, and I really like it, and I got it at Dollar Tree. Another thing I love from Dollar Tree is this grater that I picked up. Again, it's got this great hole at the top, like those measuring cups. So if you wanted to be able to put like a command strip hook or something and hang it on the inside of your cabinets, you could certainly do that. It's nice and flat. It's going to stay out of the way. But what I really loved about this is you can shred larger pieces of cheese. You can slice cheese right there as well, or you can use this kind of microplane. This is not only great for cheese, but also for zest. So if you wanted to add lime zest or lemon zest to anything, that's the one that you'll want to do. Again, $1 at Dollar Tree. Now, the one thing I love about the fall season is it also includes apples. It is apple season, and I love getting apples, especially up in the North Georgia mountains. One of my favorite things to do is to go to some of the apple orchards and just pick some very fresh apples and bring them home. And I like to core them with this little gadget. This is a very cool gadget. This is from the Betty Crocker. I was going to say Better Homes and Gardens, but that's from Walmart. But the Betty Crocker is so good, and what's so great about this is that it really slices up your apples really, really easily, and it's something that you can use to core your apples. You can make sure that you get the core out with this one. It is sharp, so when you do this, you'll want to have a cutting board or something underneath it to push it down. But again, this is a great, great tool, and I grabbed mine at Dollar Tree. Another kitchen gadget that I fell in love with the moment I saw it. I went back and bought a second one because it is this scrubby. Now, it's got this great handle on it. This is a very dense, almost Brillo pad kind of effect. This is actually for your grill, but it's a Dollar Tree grill brush, and you know what I mean by that this is probably not the sturdiest all the time, but I'm using this inside also on my pots and pans whenever I cook something, and this has been amazing. What I love about this is that, again, those Brillos are pretty sturdy. You can see I'm still squeezing through them, but this handle makes it so easy to scrub. And then I've even used the sponge side of it and held it like this and used the sponge side when I needed something maybe a little bit lighter. And this was also a great find from Dollar Tree. And it was sold where like the Brillo pads and stuff are. So look for it in that area versus in the kitchen section. Dollar Tree. The last thing I want to talk to you about today is the Dollar Tree spices. Now, I made this little spice rack. This actually started off as a rack in my craft room for craft paints and stuff, but I will link this video in the description box or in the comments below. I'll pin it to the top so you can see how I made this. It's just with some Dollar Tree trays and some paint sticks. But the dried seasonings that you can get at Dollar Tree, these are really, really good. I really like cooking with these. In fact, I have a friend that is a chef, and she has used some of these when she's come over to my house, and she's really impressed with them as well. And most chefs like to use a lot of very fresh ingredients, and she really has liked all of these. What I like about them too is not only can you get things like lemon pepper seasoning or Italian seasoning, but then they have some specialty ones like taco seasoning. I'm trying not to drop them all on the floor. And then also what was cool is that you can get like black peppercorns, for example. So if you have a pepper mill and you need to have, the peppercorns in there, or you're making a roast or something and you want peppercorns for that, you can do that. They also have red pepper flakes. They have turkey seasoning. You can literally get, cinnamon. You can get everything at the Dollar Tree, and I love having these on hand. I also like working with fresh ingredients, of course, but this is also a great staple to have in your kitchen. Everyone, that is everything from Dollar Tree. I hope that you enjoyed this video today. All of these are my kitchen essentials. These are things that I want to have on hand all the time, and I thought that you would like them. Let me know in the comments below if you've tried any of these things, and if you have any recommendations from Dollar Tree, then definitely let me know in the comments below. Chicken broth and the broths are also typically something that I have on hand, but unfortunately for this Dollar Tree haul, they didn't have any chicken broth or any broth at all. So I'm gonna have to find it next time and stock up because I didn't have any this time. All right, guys, take care. Bye-bye.